Welcome, guys. This is episode 2 of Inspired Wisdom. And I'm here to talk to you about something that really kind of inspired me to start this podcast as a whole. Um, so, Jordan Peterson, the lion has returned. What else can I say? This guy is back, and he's back with a vengeance, with the fire that I haven't seen in him before. He's better than when he first came out, and people are shook. He's inspiring me every day. I'm seeing him every chance I could get, every interview that he's on. It's just incredible. Check this out. So, he left such an impact on society before his kind of recovery period that Marvel Comics came out with a Captain America issue which kind of tried to emulate Red Skull as a Jordan Peterson type of character. And it just blew my mind because the messages that Jordan Peterson tries to give out to society have nothing to do with Red Skull. And I'm a Marvel fan. I'm a comic book fan. I grew up in the 90s, and I followed everything from Marvel, DC, Valiant Comics to Image Comics. And to see something so politicized just really bothers me. Especially someone like Jordan Peterson, who, if like he says, if you look through his comments and you actually read his book, you'll hear about the thousands of people that he helps every day, including myself. I mean, I read his book in during my darkest times of my life. My mother was dying, and I was just lost in life. And he kind of gave me the inspiration to keep going, to keep fighting for your position within your family, within society. And don't let people get away with things. Don't let people talk bad about you. Don't let people talk down to you. Stand up for what you believe in, especially if it's honorable. And he kind of goes into depth about honor and family and the necessity to protect your family. And that's also part of, it kind of is revolving around standing up for yourself even within your family. So that being said, now back to this Marvel comic. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, guys. And I'm really disappointed in Marvel. And apparently it was by this guy, Ta-Nehisi Coates, who's a author, and he's written for Marvel before. I'm not sure if he's a professor or not, but besides the point, it wasn't honest. And it, like Jordan Peterson says, that it wasn't a coincidence that there are so many similarities between Jordan Peterson's message and the messages inside here that Red Skull is trying to convey, which is things like order and chaos. He just came out with something called Beyond Order, and he talks about order and chaos all the time, especially in 12 Rules for Life. And yeah, so what did Jordan Peterson do? He took it, he didn't take it to heart. He didn't get offended. He just made it humorous, right? Which is what I love about him. Why would you let your anger get control of you, especially with something so ignorant like this happens, right? So he came out with this shirt, him and his daughter, who's very intelligent herself. And she's doing great things with the podcast stuff too, Michaela Peterson. Uh, Both of them, with the help of some artists, made this, which is a play on the Hydra symbol, which they called "Hail Lobster, Clean Your Room, and Tell the Truth." Two things that have nothing to do with Red Skull's message since I've known Red Skull. Okay, and to be honest, I wasn't a huge Captain America fan when in the '90s. I mean, I knew of him. I knew of a live action movie that came out years ago. It was terrible, but Captain America was cool. He had some cool moments that I, you know, uh, paid a couple of pennies to get a comic book for back in the '90s. Oh, I definitely had some cards, which is another thing that we used to do, us comic book heads in the '90s, collect these cards. But yeah, I mean, I miss those times, but I also don't remember comic books being so over politicized or used so unartistically. It's just like this woke movement is like engulfed in our society now. You almost can't escape it. You know, back in the 90s, um, it was more artistic. It was more subtle. The messages were more subtle. They were more metaphorical. And now it's just like exhausting, in your face. Everything, every movie is about some kind of woke movement. And I'm just like, whatever happened to just being entertained and having a good story, right? Everything has to be politicized. And it's partly due because everybody is always offended now. All right. Well, the good thing is something beautiful came out of it, and that's this t-shirt, and I was able to get one, and I'm so mad because they came out with a new one and it looks so cool. It's all red. And you know what, another great thing is I heard people on, well, I didn't hear it, I saw comments on YouTube saying, yo, well, Jordan Peterson's an ultra capitalist and he's going to try to make money any way he can. Guess what he did with the proceeds from this t-shirt? He donated to a charity in both the United States and in Canada. I mean, how beautiful is that? You want to talk about being actionable in your society? There you go. There you go, right there. He he doesn't talk the talk. He walks the walk as well. I mean, clearly he's a doctor. He's a clinical psychologist. He has patience, right? And he helps people all the time. I mean, you read it in his books, you see it in his comments. I'm one of those people. And this other notion, and he covers this as well, the notion that it's only white males, angry white males, that are seeking his help and stuff. Like he said, if they need help, what's so wrong about that? And let me tell you something. I don't hang out with just one group of people. Everyone that I show Jordan Peterson to is like, yeah, this guy is no joke. You can't always listen to what the mainstream is saying, or what, this group thought kind of rhetoric is saying. And yeah, it's just incredible. It's sad. I was even talking to one of my friends who said, yeah, I don't agree with him, so I'll never read his book. I said, wait, hold on. So you're telling me that just because you heard some of the things that he said that you don't agree with, and you know how, and I'm explaining to you how intelligent this guy is and how helpful he is, you mean to tell me just because you're not in your comfort zone, you wouldn't go and explore something? And he kind of pulled back and he said, I never thought of that. I never thought of it that way. And I was just like, yeah, man, and I got to be honest. When I first started hearing Jordan Peterson, I didn't agree with what he said either. But, and again, I don't agree with everything that Jordan Peterson says. However, there are many things that I agree with him on. And this whole situation being one of them. And yeah, it's crazy. I love the shirt. I love his ideas. Not all of them, but I think they're really important. I think they're important for everybody. And I think that no matter what color you are, you can relate to it. And we need somebody like him. There's not a lot of people like him anymore. And he shows the importance of religion. He shows the relationships between religion and popular media today, Disney movies. I mean, he talks about Pinocchio at nauseum sometimes. He talks about Pinocchio. He talks about Lion King, Harry Potter. He loves Harry Potter. He shows the relationships between ancient mythology and religion to these stories, and how they're so molded from each other, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And it's just so brilliant. I can't explain to you. I look at everything through a metaphorical lens because of Jordan Peterson. And my respect for artists is is unreal now, because now I see that they can, most of the time they might be doing these things on purpose. And I know that uh, because I was doing that thing musically, and I never even looked at it from a literature perspective, even though I was taught that through Shakespeare and stuff like that in high school. So, but the fact that he showed it with popular media, it was like, wow, yeah, Lord of the Rings. I mean, and then I was watching Aquaman the other day, and I'm like, yeah, it's like in almost every movie, there's this concept of a hero that has to go through the darkness, right, and go through that struggle, save his parents in some way, or save that ancient wisdom, come out on top, fight for his position. That's all metaphors for us, people. That's what we got to do. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to continue to do, right? And yeah, this was awesome. I'm glad I was able to get this out, and I think I got it out correctly. I hope you guys join me again. This is Inspired Wisdom, Episode 2, Captain America, Jordan Peterson, Red Skull controversy. I'll see you guys soon. Take care now.